What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mac up to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. If on the West Coast, get up. You already know the early bird gets the worm. And for today's show, I'm going to do a reaction video, something that my man Todd sent me. He thought it would be very interesting for me to do is this reaction to at kinda culty this Kang returns video. So I'm gonna get into that. Um and we're gonna check it out. Also, this is the anniversary of Chadwick Boseman's death, so we're gonna get into that also. This damn cat. So we're gonna talk about that, recast T'Challa, all of that, here soon. But you already know how you if you've been here long enough, you know how I do it. You already know what time it is. The real question is sorry about that. Sorry about that. I had to remove a dangerous animal out of here called my daughter's cat. They likes to sit around and pee on everything down here. So I had to get it out. I had to get it out of here. You got to go. Scram. Get, move. We out. You know what I mean? But sorry about that. Sorry about the intro. It just cut. But yeah, had to get that out of there. All right. Let's get into who's all in here. King Mo, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. James Willis, good morning. Good morning. Junior Network, good morning. Good morning. I will talk about that in just a second too. Prince Seta, good morning, good morning, good morning. Speak the truth, good morning. What's up? What's up? Roberta is in here. Good morning, good morning. Sheep Animation, good morning, good morning. Uh yeah, James Willis, I did take care of Dre this morning. Um I'm gonna talk about that in just a second. Rashad Walker, what's going on? My brother Rico, what's going on? I had to kick the cat out, so I don't like the cat down here. The cat be peeing down here, and I don't like it. Do you know what I mean? But just kind of getting to some stuff. I mean, I already know people are already asking me. On yesterday, yeah, the cat was just in here. The cat can't be here. Love don't live here anymore. We don't do the cats down in the room. So the cat had to go. But kind of getting to something that I know people are gonna ask me because it's sitting on my Instagram. What's up, Andre Ware? I did have a death in my family. One of my older cousins passed away on yesterday morning after literally legitimately after I seen him at my family reunion on Saturday. So that had it's you know I'm always prayerful for my his daughters, my little cousins, you know what I mean, his grandchildren, all of that. So please keep the Williams family in your prayers. Um it like legitimately I talked to him and then I got a phone call on Tuesday. You know what I mean? So um what's going on, Sheep Animation? So I do appreciate all the love and support that I seen on Instagram um from folks. I really, really the people that are down, I really appreciate you. You know what I mean? Um, and like I said, pray for my family, pray for his daughters, pray for his children, because his son, That's who need it the most. You know what I mean? Is that they need the prayers more, way more than I do. You know what I mean? So again, I appreciate you guys that reached out to me on Instagram, who's seen it on Instagram, or I posted on, even though I'm not on Facebook like that, I posted on Facebook because most of my family is on there. So wanted to kind of get that out the way so you guys could kind of know, what was going on as far as with that. Um Also, today is, it's the anniversary of Chadwick Boseman's death, and there is a big push. And I know that my girl Tina did not like me putting recast T'Challa while she was honoring Chadwick, and I understand, but we gotta have that hashtag go viral. It has to trend today. It has to trend today. And the reason why it has to trend today is because we have to let Marvel know, just like what they did with Sonic. We gotta let the studio know how important you know T'Challa is, you know, to the fandom, especially black children. Um, I've never seen more black children get into a comic book character like that before in a like, you know, I understand the MCU characters, you know what I mean, but it wasn't nothing like what I saw with Chad, with Chadwick's portrayal of T'Challa, and I want that portrayal to keep going, just like I did with Batman. We just, looked at the video for the documentary of Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. Of course, I'm a big Christopher Reeves fan. The guy was an incredible human being, before and after the accident. He was an incredible human being. So, of course, I want that to continue with T'Challa the Black Panther. And, I understand. I know some people going to be like, hey, I ain't trying to be a part of your politics, but it ain't about the politics. It's more about, this character. Why is this character so important, and why are people losing their minds over this character? What's going on? The head ninja in gray, what's good? You know what I mean? And like I said, if you're a big comic book fan, you know why recast T'Challa, and T'Challa is so important to Marvel Comics, period. You would know. It wouldn't even be a, something to even fathom. You like, man, that's the Black Panther who's been around since the 1960s. First black mainstream superhero. Most definitely, I want to see somebody else take that mantle, just like all the Batman, all the Superman, the different Flash, that came through, the different Wonder Womans that came through. You know what I mean? The Spider-Man, all of this stuff. You know what I mean? So this is just what we want to continue to see. We want to continue to go. And of course, that's why I got in the title of this, still recast T'Challa, because we're going to fight for this character. Why should we have to wait 7, 8, 9, 10 years for a character to come back, when other characters come back, in the next installment, so, you know, um, yeah, that's just how I feel. I don't want to get too emotional because just thinking about it and thinking about what Chadwick said, plus my own, situation, I'm not trying to get too emotional with it, but it's very important, to continue to say, hey, look what Chadwick did. Chadwick was an amazing human being, but I'm gonna be real with you guys, man. He had a job just like what we got to go to. We got to go to it. All of us is on here, unless on state assistance, has to go to some type of job. And I'm sorry, if you was shaking fries at McDonald's and you died shaking fries, you know what I mean? They're gonna replace you with somebody else shaking fries. If you were a corporate CEO, you're getting replaced because the business goes on. There's no different than people in Hollywood. They're paid actors. You know what I mean? They're paid actors. And unfortunately, some of them don't make it to even see their project. But that doesn't stop the studio from doing what's necessary to keep the cash flow going, because at the end of the day, it's about money. They do not care about these people. Do not fool yourself. To think that they really care about these actors. If they did care about these actors, they cared about the directors, they care about the writers, they care about VFX or whatever, we wouldn't have a strike. We wouldn't have had a writer strike. We wouldn't have had an actor strike. We wouldn't have had companies that do CGI for these major companies trying to unionize because they're not doing them right. So don't think for a hot second that Marvel, Warner Brothers, Disney, DC, any of these companies, Sony Productions, Paramount, they don't care about these actors. They praise them when they do a good job, when they make up a lot of money. But if that movie tanks, they're shelved. They're done. They're on to the next one. So I just wanted to say that to keep it in perspective. Let's keep that in perspective, y'all. Let's just keep it in perspective. These people don't care. So when they talk all this other crap, they don't give a damn. As long as they can be able to make money, they don't give a crap. Sorry, I had to sip on my coffee on that one. But thank you, Tracy Woods. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And not Bucky Barnes will take over, and it would. He would. He would take over. He would be the next Black Panther. Let them do it. I feel there's no real movie directors that are pushing to make a Black Panther movie due to the uproar and uplifting to our people. I don't know. I don't know. But hopefully, like I said, that could be something that could come soon. So Antoine Fields, what's going on? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shaking the fries. Yeah, but am I lying though? Am I lying? I had a lady, I've been working for Ford, it'd be 10 years next month. I had a lady, I literally said while she was on her break, she was moving some of her stock around, right? I said, hey, don't you touch that. First of all, you're not getting paid for it. Second of all, if you die right now, you know what I mean? They're going to scrape you up and put somebody else on that job. I'd be damn. That lady didn't die 2 days later. On her job, fell out, had a seizure. She goes to our medical department. The medical department somehow releases her back to the floor. She had another seizure, died right there. They had somebody on her job as soon as they took her to the hospital. And I'm not making that up. That's why I'm very 1,000% unionized, UAW 249. That's why I don't believe in companies. I believe in the people, not the company. Because if the company believed in the people, then we wouldn't have no problems. We wouldn't have to worry about have to work extra hours just to make ends meet. We wouldn't have to worry about which president is going to eliminate taxes on tips. Never mind. Let me shut up. 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 Because I'm speaking the truth and y'all not feeling me. Let me shut up. All right. Let me get that out of my system. Had to go off a little bit. American Ninja Girl, what's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? Rashad Walker, I'm not making that up. I'm not. I wish I was lying when I was saying that. God strike me down, take away everything I got. Because I'm not lying on that. My coworker passed not even 9 days and I hired someone else. So that was used to work manufacturer judge, had 2 people the same year passed away from exhaustion and a heart attack. Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. Help. I don't even want to get into it because I'm gonna get real political, and this is not the day to political. Yeah, I know I'm not dead, Mike, from CB4. I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm bliggity black, and I'm black, but I will go there. I will go there. What's going on, Roberta? Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. Forrest McLeod, what's up? What's up? Never seen folk die on the job, but came close, passed out from heat stroke. Man, a lot. When I'm telling you, we had to fight. We were on strike. We were UAW, the manufacturers, Ford, Chevy, the U.S. manufacturers. The big was Ford, Chevy. It's not Chrysler, Fiat, but they're Stellantis, and I'm missing one. Ford, Chevy, Chrysler. Who am I missing? I'm missing another deal, another one. But we were all on strike. We're all on strike, fighting so we can be able to make ends meet. And they were trying to give us crap. They're trying to give us crap. And we wasn't standing for it. We wasn't budging. You know what I mean? Because the lifeblood is the American worker, the middle class. Let me shut up because I'm about to get political. All right. Uh, oh, God, it's just, I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about the people that I work with. I'm passionate about how we get treated. It's just a part of me, man. I'm sorry. I apologize to anybody, you know what I'm saying, that's going to watch this on a replay and like, damn, can we get to the main subject? I'm sorry, but I'm passionate about you. Y'all get paid and get what y'all deserve. Do you know what I mean? Because you deserve that. You go to work, you you do what you got to do at your job. You deserve that check. You deserve that raise. You know what I mean? So sorry about that. I'm just, like I said, I'm just passionate. Had a manager do everything for the company, ended up having a stroke, went into a coma and passed. Beloved by her employees, but not one manager went to her funeral. Rashad Walker, you just, they don't care. They don't care. They act like they do, but they don't. He said, "Do it," but I feel you, sir. Yeah, you on that Palpatine? Do it. Nah, I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna chill. Roberta, you've been so much of a blessing this week. You have. You've been so much of a blessing. Thank you so very much for the $20 super chat. Like I said, I mean I got my own things going on. Not trying to, get emotion, but I really, really appreciate that. I really do. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to find one. You know what? I know what you came here for. I'm gonna give it to you. Thank you. Super chat, body roll. Again, Roberta, thank you so very much. I'm trying to laugh because I got so much other stuff going on right now, but not Professor Phil Fair, what's up? You are all right. American Need You Girl. I just thank you for being here. And happy belated birthday to you. I believe your birthday was, what was it, Saturday? If I'm not mistaken, was it Saturday or was it Sunday? I forgot. I remember you posted it um in the thing, but posted on the comments. But I want to say happy birthday to you. Thank you for coming into the chats, hanging with us, hanging with me when we do our Kung Fu Cinema Saturdays, and we do our Saturday films also. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It was the 26th. Well, American Ninja Girl, I'm not gonna ask how old you are. It ain't none of my business. I just want you to appreciate. I want to just say thank you, and I appreciate you coming in here and enjoy your birthday week. That's what I want to say. King Mo said he want the body roll, but Greater Admin said no. Monday. I think it was Monday. But thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Uh it is. You'll be surprised. You know what I mean? This is why I pray every day that I can make this my job. I pray that my channel blows up so much, you know what I'm saying, that I can quit and do this full time. You know what I mean? But it'll come. I'm not worried about it. The federal government built an IRS service center in Kentucky on top of radiation dump. So many employees died of cancer. Exact. See what I mean? These people don't care. These people don't care. But you know what I care about? American Ninja Girl's birthday week. Get your birthday week on, girl. Anyway, body roll. Sheep animation know what's up. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to this. I want to go ahead and share my screen. Let's get to the main subject. Oh, before I get to that, did y'all see that Jonathan Majors is going to be in Philly on oh, thanks they actually, what's funny? You know what's funny? They literally called me on Monday. I got you. No, I got you, American Ninja Girl. They called me on Monday at 12:30. I was asleep. I work overnights. That's why I do this in the morning. They called me to talk about J-Lo's and Brad's divorce or whatever they got going up, whatever they got. and I was asleep and missed it. You know, like they just were, hey, you want to get on? I'm not even up. I'm not even up. And then normally they would hit me up around this time to ask me, do I want to get on the show? You know what I mean? And then I say, yeah, I want to get on the show. Then we work it out. You know what I'm saying? And then I get on the show. But I've been on TMZ. It will be 2 years in December. But thank you for recognizing that. Thank you so very much for recognizing that. But yes, yes. What up, Tina? AKA Minty Gaza. What is up? What is up? Let me give you what you asked for. They asked for it. Marlon, body roll.
Super chat, body roll.
If you don't body roll after you see that, something's wrong with you. I still gotta. What was the what did we? I got to go back to Monday's show. What did we? Gray is funny. What did we? What was the new one? I forgot. We got to do the new super chat song too. I forgot which one it was, but what's up, Carol Black? What's up? Hey, American Ninja Girl. I don't mind doing my body wrong. Gang, yeah, that's right. Gang bang. I gotta do that after we get off of here. But let me show you guys. This was on this did come on Instagram, but my man Jonathan Majors, another phone call I missed, is going to be in Philly. So I want to show you guys this. If you have not seen, he's going to be doing Famous Monsters, Famous Monster Festival. And to me, this is the first time I think he's doing something solo for himself. But they asked him to come out.
First time ever at Famous Monsters Festival in Pennsylvania, September 14th and 15th. See you soon. See you there. Peace. Oh, hey, guys. This is Jonathan Majors. Come meet me for the first time ever at Famous Monsters Festival in Pennsylvania, September 14th and 15th. See you soon. See you there.
Yo, I think that this is the one of an excellent way for Jonathan to not only start interacting with the fans, but man, you get a turnout that they, that and I know Jonathan called me when I was asleep too. I'm like, dude, y'all all, I'm not gonna go over, but y'all all know that I had the issue with the gluten, and I finally, found some gluten-free stuff. You know what I'm saying? Thank God. And now, you know what I mean? I feel better. Today I feel a hell of a lot better than I did all last week. You know what I mean? Body-wise. So, but yeah, to me, him going to something like this would be great for him. You know why this would be great? And if you could go out to Philly, you could see there. Go and meet. This guy is the nicest dude ever. Like if you're out at Philly or you you're in that area, go out, meet Jonathan Majors. The dude is so nice. Like I'm talking about really nice. I'm not even joking. You know what I mean? And again, this could be the start of the Jonathan Majors comeback. I'm so proud of this dude. All the stuff that he went through, and he went through it like a champ. You know what I'm saying? Didn't waver. Now he's doing, events. Man, come on, man. Come on. I love this for him, man. And I can't wait. I cannot wait to the day that we start seeing that train in him. I already told y'all, Magazine Dreams is coming. I told y'all, don't quote me on that. Magazine Dreams is coming. He got the new project he's going to be working on in December. You know what I'm saying? The man is making his comeback. Of course, Marvel fans want him back in Marvel. And this is where we go to this Kang. Kang still returning in Avengers Doomsday. RDJ's Dr. Doom, not what you expect. Let's get to this video. Shout out to Ty, because Ty told me he wanted to wanted me to do a reaction video to this. So let's do it. Let's do a reaction video. Let's do a reaction to this. I want to see exactly what these guys are talking about. Again, fair use. You know, they are tagged in this video, and I'm going to put a link in the video of this so we can talk about this, you know, or you could be able to watch this on your own outside of here. So let's get to it. It says sad how bad nice people are treated. What mean guy runs away from a yep, you hit it right on the head. You hit it right on the head. All right, let's get to this video and let's go. Let's see what's up.
We're going in 3, 2, 1.
I like this montage.
Yo, what up, everyone? Tay here. And today I want to talk more about what's going on with the plot of Avengers Doomsday, and specifically talk about what's going to happen with the whole Kang side of the story, and if the Council of Kangs will still somehow factor into what will be happening in the multiverse during Phase 6.
I like that look.
Because after I dropped this video a few days ago, I saw some questions regarding how the plots of Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars will change now that Doctor Doom will be the primary villain instead of Kang. Which, real quick on that note, some of the stuff I'm going to be talking about in this video will definitely kind of tie into what I talked about in that video. So if you missed that video, you should definitely check it out, because it's one of the very long, detailed videos that gets into all sorts of stuff on how Doctor Doom will become a god before we get to Avengers Secret Wars, and how that could connect to what happened in Deadpool and Wolverine, and what's going to happen with the Scarlet Witch, and also the Fantastic Four movie.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to hold you. The way that he does it, the way that he got that Robert Downey Jr. with almost like the Iron Man-esque yet Doom outfit is dope. As man, that's hard. I'm not even gonna hold you. Let's keep going.
But yeah, it was definitely a fun one. So check it out if you missed it. It's linked in the description. But because of what I talked about in that video regarding Doom and how the Doom story will tie into what's happened with Loki and the TVA, that brought up some other questions from you guys that ties into Kang. So yeah, that's what I want to discuss in today's video. And don't forget to watch until the end of the video, because we do have several good Super Thanks questions to get to. And in fact, I'm actually going to jump into one of the Super Thanks questions right off the bat here in a second to start things off. And then we'll have several more at the end of the video. But anyways, let's get into it.
I'm not even gonna hold you. His production is really good. What's going on, Pam? Pam, we need to get together for Bel Air. I know my Bel Air videos came out late and they're not doing that good. And I say, you know what I'm saying? A lot. I try to edit out as much as I possibly can, but damn, when I be getting on a roll, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna come out a lot. But we need to get together so we can be able to talk about Bel Air together. Anyway, let's keep going on this.
Without the TVA, everything burns.
And what are you so afraid of?
B, if you think I'm evil, just wait till you meet my variants.
All right, so one of the things that I discussed in the last video is the recent reports on the company production titles that the upcoming Avengers will use to film under. Because it was recently reported that the production title that Marvel Studios are going to use for Avengers Secret Wars is going to be Royale, and that the production title for Avengers Doomsday will be For All Time Always, which obviously seems to be a pretty big hint at Loki and the TVA, which would seem to confirm what we've heard in numerous past leaks, that both Loki and the TVA will play a very big role in the plot of Avengers 5. And like I mentioned a second ago, I actually wanted to start off this section of the video with one of the Super Thanks questions from the last video that kind of ties into all of this. And this question comes from Ski Free X, and it says, Isn't it possible that the For All Time Always LLC was the same production company that was originally created for the Kang Dynasty, and Marvel Studios just kept it after the retitle? Because I keep hearing speculation on what it means, but do we have any reason to believe this isn't just recycling? All right, so first off, thank you very much for.
And I believe one of you guys asked me, isn't it a coincidence that they use For All Time Always? And I was like, I'm not looking too much into it, but there's something that did, have my spider senses tingling. The reason, and this is the reason, every time Feige was asked about Kang, he dodged it like a mofo. Like, he didn't want to talk about, I don't 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 want to talk about it, I don't want to talk about it, I don't want to talk about it. Why wouldn't you talk about Kang? If he was done, if Kang was out of there, we going with Dr. Doom now. Ain't no Kang. Why won't you talk about Kang? I don't care if it's Kang the Conqueror, Immortus Kang, He Who Remains Kang, Eddie Kang. You can't talk about Kang? There's something to I don't think he's want to play his entire hand right now.
Or the super thanks question, Ski Free X. And I wanted to start off with this because I thought that this was a very good question that ties into everything else we're going to talk about in this video, and what kind of changes we can expect for the story of Avengers 5 and Secret Wars now that Marvel Studios have pivoted to Doctor Doom. And until filming starts on Avengers Doomsday and we start to see some set photos and more concrete reporting come out.
Hold up. I just want to say this real quick before I get back to the video. Remember the investors meeting, right? Where they were talking about the low box office scores and the low box office numbers for Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania. Now remember, For All Time is the title from the comics too. But remember this. That was 2 months after the whole Jonathan Major situation. But they were already talking about pivoting from Kang then. Remember, it was a big Variety article. And they said that they had a big meeting in like May to discuss what they're going to do, all of it. They were talking about pivoting then. So I think that this is something that's been in the works for a long time. I don't think, even with the Jonathan Major situation, even if it would have got dismissed then, I think they still would have went to Doom for the simple fact because they talked about it way before then. They did not like the box office numbers of Ant-Man and the Wasp and the Quantumania. The crazy part is they didn't get rid of Paul Rudd, and he was the lead of the movie. And then how everybody was blaming Jonathan Majors, even though people have revisionist history when they came out, they were praising Jonathan Majors about his portrayal of Kang. They just didn't like the way he went out because the ants ate his tech. You know what I'm saying? He got sucked through a little hole. No diddy. You know what I mean? But so I think this was always going to be a plan based on what they talked about in that Variety article. Let's keep going.
We can only really speculate on the plots of those movies based on the various information that's already come out in the past. But for several reasons, I think that many of the basic plot elements that Marvel Studios were planning on using for Avengers Kang Dynasty will still be some of the same basic plot elements that we will see in Avengers Doomsday. And the main reason I think that Marvel Studios can't stray away from those specific Avengers 5 story plans too much is because the basic plot for Avengers 6 is still going to be the same basic premise, because that movie is still going to be Avengers Secret Wars. And the whole premise for the Secret Wars story and what it takes to set up the Secret Wars story is very specific. So most likely, there were always going to be certain specific plot elements that were going to somehow be included in Avengers 5, no matter who the villain was. And some of those broad plot elements that I'm talking about that I think we will see in Avengers 5 include elements like the incursions, the multiversal war, and also the inclusion of Loki and the TVA playing important parts of the story that are necessary to set up what's going to happen in Avengers Secret Wars. And one of the reasons I think that some of those broader story elements that were planned for Avengers Kang Dynasty will still be used in the plot of Avengers Doomsday is because in both versions of the Secret Wars comics, both the original Secret Wars and the modern version of Secret
I got
Wars,
both.
Doctor Doom was the main villain.
He was.
So if Marvel Studios' original plan was to do a Secret Wars movie where Kang was the main villain, then it seems pretty obvious to me that a lot of Kang's story in both Avengers Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars was probably going to adapt a lot of Doctor Doom's story from the Secret Wars comics, specifically the 2015 Secret Wars comic. So if the original plan was for a lot of Kang's story to adapt elements from Doctor Doom's story in the Secret Wars comics, then I would think it should be pretty easy for Marvel Studios to now slip Doctor Doom into the MCU as the main villain instead of Kang, and still keep those broad plot elements like the incursions and the multiversal war in place, because Doctor Doom was the character in the comics that they were kind of adapting a lot of these plot elements from in the first place, at least when it comes to Kang.
And we all know, let's just be honest with, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. If Kang was the main villain of Secret Wars, we would have been bitching that it's not like the comics because of that. Where's Doctor Doom? You know what I mean? We would have said, some of us would have said that, like, this would have been better if they would have set up Doom as the main antagonist because of Secret Wars 1984, Secret Wars 1985, you know what I'm saying, with the Beyonder, and Secret Wars 2015. Because you had Secret Wars 2, then Secret Wars 2015. So we kind of there would have been some griping going on with, like, man, I wish it would have been Doom. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to act like that wouldn't have happened. So even though I completely understand, but I think the fandom would have been screaming, man, that's Doom. That's supposed to be Doom and not Kang.
Plus, I mean, something I've talked about in numerous past videos is how I've always thought that the Time Runs Out story would be one of the primary influences over the plot of Avengers 5. And I thought that when the movie was titled Avengers Kang Dynasty, and I still think that now that it's titled Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, they got to do Time Runs
going
Out.
Back to what
they have to.
With the Super Thanks question, and if the production title being For All Time Always was initially chosen when Kang was still the villain, I think it's kind of hard to know for sure, because we know from past reports that Marvel Studios first started discussing the possibility of bringing Doctor Doom into the multiverse saga around at least a year and a half ago after Ant-Man Quantumania.
Did I just call that? I just
we also
said
know that these LLCs were registered around this same time, a little while after Quantumania came out, and that not long after this is also when reports started coming out that Marvel Studios replaced Jeff Loveness with Michael Waldron as the main screenwriter for both Avengers 5 and Avengers Secret Wars. However, that's actually changed as well, because we now know that Marvel Studios and the Russo brothers have brought back Stephen McFeely to take another pass at the scripts for the Avengers films, but that based on these reports, the basic premise for these new scripts will still be based off of the storyline that was laid out in Michael Waldron's scripts.
So I wonder,
however,
I wonder what was Marcus Waldron's script. How did Kang factor into that script? That's what I want to know. And I still think you cannot just go in there and have RDJ just blast out these Dooms these Kangs like they ain't shit without a fight. And so the biggest thing is people are saying that need to do a prime Kang. The Kang that got sucked into the little multiverse, think about Bob, is the one that needs to fight Dr. Doom. I think that should be the final fight before he becomes God Emperor Doom. If they're going to do God Emperor Doom, you know what I'm saying, then he needs to fight prime Kang without a shadow of a doubt, and it should be Jonathan Majors. You know what I mean? It should be Jonathan Majors. That's him finishing the story.
Question I think this brings up is if Marvel Studios are truly done with Kang and the Council of Kangs for the upcoming Avengers films, or if the Kangs might still play some kind of role in those movies. Because as we all know, Marvel Studios have already focused a lot of time on setting up Kang and his different variants as being a very central part at everything that's going on in the multiverse saga and how they were setting up the events for Avengers Secret Wars. So are Marvel Studios really going to throw all of that away and throw away the whole Kang story altogether?
Exactly.
Or will some Kang variants still play some kind of smaller role in everything that's happening in Phase 6?
They have to. It has to. Kang return.
Here we are driving.
See, the thing is that they have to. You can't go into. I think that's why they're being so quiet and hush hush about Kang, because you can't just have this story without him. You can't. It does not make sense. And I'm not gonna lie, there's elements of Multiverse of Madness, Baby Toshiro, that I like, and there's other parts where I'm like, this is what madness is going on in the multiverse. There wasn't, well, you know what I mean? It wasn't. Deadpool did it better. You know what I mean? Deadpool did the multiverse a little better, unfortunately.
Waste of time. And as you may or may not know, my variants are already out there.
We'll find them.
There's too many.
I won't stop.
Doesn't matter.
Never stopped me before.
All right. So shortly after Comic-Con happened,
That's
when
my guy.
Kevin Feige was doing press for Deadpool and Wolverine, he was actually directly asked in an interview if Marvel Studios were done with the Kang story or if they were going to recast a version of Kang that might still be included in the upcoming Avengers films. And of course, Feige did Feige, where he basically just played coy about the whole thing and said that he basically couldn't answer that question. And that,
Like, think about before he gets to. I want to see if he's going to say the same thing that I'm saying. That if you were going to get rid of Kang, you would have said it right then and there. We're on the Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is our new big bad of the MCU. You know, I can't wait for Robert Downey Jr. to, do his portrayal of Doctor Doom. I would love it. And we're going to go forward with Doctor Doom and Doomsday. And I can't wait for his portrayal to come on screen. That's what Kevin Feige would have said. But he didn't. So you're saying there's a chance. Give my man Jonathan Majors his job back. Let's go.
tells me that some version of Kang or Kangs is coming back, or that Feige doesn't yet know for sure if they'll bring the Kangs back in some way,
Facts,
because Marvel
D-Sizzle.
Studios and the Russos and everyone are still working on the recent script, and he wants to leave the door open in case they do decide to. But I feel like if Marvel Studios were for sure done with Kang altogether, that he would have probably just said that so
Thank
that
you.
fans can move on and
Thank
look
you.
forward to Doctor Doom
Thank
and not
you.
keep their hopes alive for Kang showing up in some way.
Thank you.
And considering that he
Give my man Jonathan Majors his job back. I'm telling you, this is all of what Jonathan is doing right now. Gathering it for, we just did the Naruto video where fans is like, skip the rock. We want Jonathan Majors. You what? For Naruto? I don't know if it's ever going to come out, but you want Jonathan Majors. The fans are asking for Jonathan Majors. So if the fans is asking for Jonathan Majors to play in Naruto, how big is the crowd for Kang?
he didn't say that and he instead played coy, I do think there's, at least a decent chance that some version of Kang will still somehow factor into Phase 6 and the plot of Avengers.
It is
Doomsday.
kind of weird, though.
And the last time we heard any reference to Kang in the MCU was at the end of Loki Season 2, when Hunter B-15 told Mobius that the TVA were monitoring the activity of all Kang variants that they were aware of so that they would know if any of them started doing anything that would be a threat to the multiverse.
I got those reports on the variants of He Who Remains.
Do any of them know that we exist yet?
Oh, I guess one of them caused a little bit of a ruckus on 616 adjacent realm, but they handled it, so we're all good for now.
That's all we can ask for.
We all
Now,
good for now.
If that scene is the last time we ever hear anything about the different Kangs in the MCU, then I guess that will suffice as a wrap up to the whole Kang story. But it definitely would not be a satisfying or believable wrap up to that story. And I think that Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios have to be aware of that. Because that big post-credit scene that we saw at the end of Quantumania that introduced the Council of Kangs was pretty huge. And the whole purpose of that scene was to reveal just how many variants of Kang still exist and what a huge threat they represent to the multiverse. And last year, after it was reported that the Kang Dynasty would no longer be the subtitle for Avengers 5, I actually put out a theory video where I discussed how what I thought Marvel Studios might do with the plot of Avengers 5 is that they would introduce Doctor Doom as the new main villain of the multiverse saga, but that the Council of Kangs would still be involved and play an important role in how Doctor Doom would end up becoming that new villain. And one of the things I talked about in that video is how in the multiverse saga, the Council of Kangs could potentially have a similar role to that of the Beyonders in Jonathan Hickman's Time Runs Out and Secret Wars story. Because in those comics, it was revealed that the Beyonders, who were these omnipotent multiversal beings, were actually the ones who were behind the incursions, which were causing these different universes to go to war across the multiverse. So,
and that could give, like, instead of just bringing up, because I get what, I forgot. I mean, the chat's going pretty fast. And plus, if you're a member, or if you're a member, if you send a super chat, it's easier for me to get to your your chats, but especially as they're going so fast. But my thought is this: if they make the Council of Kangs like the Beyonders, or make the Ramatut, Scarlet Centurion, in Immortus like the Beyonders, which I think they were hinting at in Loki season 1 with the with those Muppet time variants, folks, that they had, the animatronic Chuck E. Cheese versions. To me, that would give them something to do. So they're just not, if they did bring, if they do, no, I'm not going to say if, I'm going to say when they bring Kang back, it would give them something to do instead of just coming on, getting on screen. Hey, I'm Kang. They fight for a minute, get murked. Like I was saying, you know what I mean? So I could see that. I could see that will at least give them something to do. So it's not, they're just coming back and they just cannon fodder.
The Beyonders were huge villains, and they were very important in how everything led up to the Secret Wars event. But they were still not the main villains of the Secret Wars story. The main villains of the Secret Wars story was Doctor Doom, and the Beyonders were just a big part in how everything led up to Doctor Doom becoming the main villain and how everything led up to the Secret Wars event in general. And so I wonder if that might be how Marvel Studios will handle the Council of Kangs going forward throughout the rest of the multiverse saga. Because in Ant-Man Quantumania, Kang the Conqueror tells Janet that the reason he was trying to take over the multiverse is because he looked forward in time and saw how the Council of Kangs would end up causing, quote, countless incursions.
My variance throughout the multiverse. Playing with time, but I saw how it ends. I saw their chaos spreading across realities, universes colliding.
Incursions.
Endless incursions.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the multiverse, and it was dying. All because of them. All because of them.
So the way he saw it was that becoming the ruler of the multiverse was the only way to save it from the multiversal war and the incursions that would be caused by the Council of Kangs.
Which would make sense. I know that Loki is holding, the multiverse right now. You got all these branches, and it's a big tree. It's a big tree. But I like one single universe because this is fun. I don't want to, because Roberta's in here, so I don't be trying to cuss when Roberta's in here. But this is flubbing ridiculous how they flubbed up the multiverse for this. You know what I mean? To tell this story. So I needed to be one single timeline. So I want them to go to war and destroy that crap. Get it over with. You know what I mean? Get it over with so we can go back to the sacred timeline all over again.
So in Ant-Man Quantumania, it became pretty clear that Marvel Studios were foreshadowing the Council of Kangs to become the primary cause of the incursions and the multiversal war in Phase 6, which does seem very similar to what was happening with the Beyonders in the comics. So if Marvel Studios do have a plan to bring back the Council of Kangs for some kind of smaller role in Avengers Doomsday, I wonder if they'll actually be set up to be a sort of opposite to Doctor Doom. Because in the comics, in both the 1984 and the 2015 versions of Secret Wars, even though Doctor Doom eventually ended up becoming the main villain of those stories, initially Doom was not represented to be the main villain at all. Because in the 1984 Secret Wars, for the first half of the story, the Beyonder is represented as the main villain, and it's not until Doctor Doom steals the power cosmic from Galactus and uses it to battle the Beyonder that the story shifts to focus more on Doctor Doom as the larger villain.
And remember, the Beyonder looked like David Hasselhoff with some with some Saturday Night Fever clothes on. But they not gonna do that. I need that.
And it's very similar in Jonathan Hickman's Incursion saga, where initially the Beyonders are the ones who are set up as the main villains because it's revealed that they are the ones who caused the incursions and are the ones who are traveling the multiverse and destroying all of the big cosmic entities like the Celestials and the Living Tribunal. And it's not until the very end of the Incursion saga in the Time Runs Out story where Doctor Doom brings his master plan together and tricks the Beyonders and defeats them to steal their power, which he then uses to create Battleworld and become God Emperor Doom and the villain of the rest of the Secret Wars story going forward. And I bring this up because maybe this will be similar to how certain events will play out in Phase 6, where in order for Doctor Doom to become the main villain of the multiverse saga, he will actually have to be the one to defeat who we thought the main villains were actually going to be with the Council of Kangs. And one of the things I talked about in the last video is how I thought that the deeper meaning behind
Yeah, I mean, there was a big celestial standing over the world in Eternals, and they forgot about them too. I mean, we got the dead celestial, that's in the ocean right now, Tiamat, but they forgot about that other one. Yeah, was it Urshan the Judge? Just hanging out in space, staring at Earth, where everybody can see it at the end of the movie. And we got to hear Blade's voice. You know what I'm saying? And we got Kid Harington's Black Knight. None of them mofos showed up since then. Go figure.
Avengers 5 being titled Avengers Doomsday is actually going to be due to the incursions and how the events of that movie could be about the last day of the MCU 616 universe and when the incursions come to destroy it, making it literally the doomsday for the MCU.
And I think that's a double-edged sword. It's a double entendre. Doomsday. You could say doomsday like the doom of the universe, or it's Doom, Dr. Doomsday. Now, this is my day. This is my day to build Battleworld. All of this in start how we lead into the Secret Wars. You know what I mean? But so Doomsday can mean multiple things.
Or at least the MCU 616 universe. And something that was interesting that I thought was worth bringing up is when Kevin Feige and the Russo brothers revealed Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom at Comic-Con, they never actually referred to him as the new main villain of the Avengers films.
They never did.
What they actually said is that he was the most important character in order to do the Secret Wars story justice, and that he may actually be the most important character for the Marvel Universe overall.
Okay, as fans of the comic know, Secret Wars is incredibly ambitious, world-colliding epicness. All of this made Joe and I understand that we would need to make another essential movie first in order for all of us to be ready for Secret Wars.
There is one very, very important character that is required to do Secret Wars justice. And it's a character that Marvel has not introduced yet. And it could be the most important character in all of the Marvel universe.
Now, when that presentation happened at Comic-Con, I really didn't read too much into how exactly the Russo brothers introduced Doctor Doom, because of course I was just all hyped up on the whole reveal in general. But looking back on it, It is kind of curious that Joe Russo made that comment about Doctor Doom potentially being the most important character in the Marvel Universe.
I mean, right now, America Chavez is over there making Marvel sparkles and Camotage. They forgot all about her too. I mean, if I think about it too hard, my brain's you go see my head detached from my shoulders come rolling out all over this screen and all over my MacBook.
Because, I mean, he hasn't even officially entered the MCU yet, so how could he be the most important character? Well, one possibility is he could be saying that because Robert Downey Jr. played Tony Stark, which, if that is the case, then that seems like kind of a blatant hint at Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom actually being a Stark variant or somehow connected to Tony Stark. However, something else I thought of, and I might be reading too much into this, but maybe the reason they said that Doom might be the most important character in the MCU is because Doom will be the one who actually saves the MCU. I mean, maybe Doctor Doom won't technically be the main villain of Avengers Doomsday. Maybe the Council of Kangs will still be the main villains, and Doom will actually be the one who defeats them, which could then set up Doctor Doom to actually be the main villain in Avengers Secret Wars, very similar to what happened in the comics.
Remember, if you ever read Doom Wars and Doom confronts Bast for the first time, if you know, Bast actually welcomed Doom. Not, I'm sorry, not trying to cuss. Flood being a villain and all of that, it's because of how his ambition for his people. You know what I'm saying? It's because the ambition that he has for his people, that he would do anything to make sure that his people is good. So he does have a legitimate case to save the multiverse, or you know what I mean, because he's that ambitious about saving his people. And then that's the twist on Tony Stark, in Age of Ultron. Y'all got to go back and watch Age of Ultron when he's talking about putting a suit of armor across the world. That's literally Doom as Doombots. You know what I mean? So, TJ, you got to read Doom War. Read it however you can. But Boss was like, I like this guy. She liked him and didn't like Shuri. Just think about that. Boss liked Doom, Victor Von Doom, but didn't accept Shuri in the comics. That'll tell you all you need to. That's why Doom was one of my favorite villains of all time. That's why I don't like that they're rushing. I don't know if he's the Doom, a Doom. I don't know what this is. But I don't like the Russian because Dr. Doom is one of the baddest, coldest, you know what I'm saying, most interesting characters as far as villains in comic history. Next to the Joker, to me, as far as the way that he thinks, the way that he looks at stuff. Let me not get excited because I'm thinking you see how I'm getting my hopes up. You know what I mean? You see how I'm getting my hopes up because I know about the comic, the one that came from the comics, the one that got his ass whooped by Luke Cage because he owed him $200. Where's my money, honey? Well, that's one of my favorite comics of all time too. Luke Cage, number 8, number 9, one of my favorite comics of all time. But was beating the brakes off of Dr. Doom for that $200. Somebody was gonna pay up.
Which, I mean, I know that might sound crazy considering that the movie is titled Avengers Doomsday, which obviously I know that one of the main reasons that Marvel Studios chose Avengers Doomsday to be the title is because it confirms Doctor Doom as a big character in that movie. But if the underlying kind of larger meaning behind the Doomsday title is really a hint at the incursions, then it really wouldn't be all that crazy that part of the plot of the movie could revolve around Doctor Doom trying to help defeat the Council of Kangs and possibly even trying to help stop the incursions like he did in the comics. even though he was technically also responsible for a lot of incursions in the comics as well.
Exactly. And TJ, they crushed my hopes and dreams when they didn't recast T'Challa.
And maybe we could even see Doctor Doom teaming up with the Avengers or the Fantastic Four, or
and that's the crazy. I'm gonna just tell you this on the recast of T'Challa. You know how important T'Challa is to Secret Wars. I'm not talking about 1985, 2015. He is one of the most important characters in that story. Point blank. Period. He's just as important as Doctor Doom. And to omit him, T'Challa Sr., not TJ. I don't want to hear nothing about T'Challa Jr. I'm talking about T'Challa, son of T'Chaka. So important to that story. So important to that story. If you don't have T'Challa in that story, because remember, T'Challa rivals Doctor Doom as far as intelligence too. You think he rivals Reed? You should see him and Doom. Oh my God, I'm getting excited. See what y'all make me do? Y'all make me get excited about stuff that I know that Marvel's flubbing up.
Just some of the heroes in general to try and stop the Council of Kangs. Because if you've read the comics, we've seen Doctor Doom team up with different heroes to face off against a larger villain or a larger threat many, many times. I mean, even at the very end of the Time Runs Out story, when Doctor Doom defeats the Beyonders, he's teamed up with Doctor Strange, who is trying to help him. And I mean, to be fair, at the end of the Time Runs Out story, it is Doctor Doom who is the one that's responsible for technically saving the multiverse by defeating the Beyonders and creating Battleworld. I mean, of course, he did do it for largely self-serving reasons so that he could set himself up to be the ruler of Battleworld. But still, if it weren't for Doctor Doom, all that was left of the multiverse would have perished in that final incursion. So yeah, I guess my bigger point is in this video is that maybe the Council of Kangs will still be involved in the plot of Avengers 5 to some degree, and maybe Doctor Doom will act as somewhat of a hero in that movie and won't actually become the real main villain of the multiverse saga until we get to Avengers Secret Wars.
I'm not gonna lie, just think of, I'm gonna use a wrestling term, just think of the pop that you would have. If y'all think y'all went nuts at the movie theater for Wesley Snipes' Blade, just think of Desmond Idris coming out as T'Challa, or my man that played Hawkman in Black Adam. Jesus, I can't think of his. Eldridge Hodge. Do you, man, especially the only reason why I do want Desmond Idris, because for one, he's a little bit younger. He reminds me of Chadwick. His facial structure, his build, everything reminds me of him. But I can literally see him doing that for the next 10 to 15 years, maybe even way more than that. But just think of how many that's familiar with his work. Now, of course, I told you I don't watch Snowfall. I lived through Snowfall. I don't need to watch that. But because of his work on the small screen like that, and you see him get elevated to Marvel, and you see his acting chops, man, the brother's already African. I know he's from Britain, but he's African. Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. If Eldridge Hodge, because Eldridge Hodge has the build and the look to be an old school T'Challa. Eldridge Hodge has that build, that look, that voice to be old school T'Challa. And when I mean by old school T'Challa, he could be literally Jack Kirby T'Challa, or dare I say Christopher Priest. Because I look at Desmond Idris more as like the Reginald Hudlin, Ta-Nehisi Coates. But Eldridge Hodge would most definitely be Christopher Priest. Could most definitely be Christopher Priest run. If anything, Oh my God, why am I getting excited for stuff that's not going to happen? Recast T'Challa.
Now, of course, I should say, just like I said,
hell no. TJ, I love you, my brother, because I love that you in here, and I love that you said T'Chaka. What T'Chaka work? T'Chaka to Black Panther is what Uncle Ben is to Spider-Man. He is a tombstone. That is about it. Let me get back to the video.
The end of the last two videos, this is just one of many theories I have about how the events of Avengers Doomsday could play out. But I do think that this would be the perfect way for Marvel Studios to set up Doctor Doom as the main villain of the multiverse saga, while still staying true to everything that they've set up before up to this point, with Kang and portraying the Council of Kangs as the biggest threat to the multiverse. Now, of course, if they did do this, this would mean that Marvel Studios would likely have to recast Kang with someone new.
But no, you don't. You don't have to recast. You just hire him right on back. You know what I mean? You can just hire him right on back. I'm loving this video so far. Shout out to Kinda Cuddy. I'm enjoying this video, but I do disagree. You could rehire Jonathan Majors back. If Ezra Miller could continue as the Flash to the end of that movie, and everybody made every excuse under the sun, you know what I mean, that he could be able to still go on. Why can't T'Challa? I mean, why can't Jonathan Majors? I'm sorry. T'Challa's on the brain.
Doctor Doom being in the mix now, I do think that audiences
McGregor's who I forgot about
as
McGregor.
much about a recast near as much as they would have before when Kang was being set up as the primary antagonist of the saga.
And to answer your question, Torian, I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air because, for one, why is that brother so light skinned in the heart of Africa, the heart of Wakanda, that's next to South Sudan. South Sudanians are the color, beautiful black, but they are dark. Let me shut up because because y'all gonna call me a colorist and I know African culture, and let me shut up.
And something that's worth mentioning is, in a recent interview that Jonathan Majors did with TMZ, he actually said that he would love to come back and play Kang if Marvel Studios would have him. If they changed their mind and invited him back, that he would do it in a heartbeat. And while I do think that Disney probably won't allow that to happen, but if they did reverse that, I must say that having Jonathan Majors play opposite of Robert
What
Downey
did I
Jr.
say?
and Dr. Doom would be absolutely epic and would make for some incredible chemistry in those movies.
What did I say? And just think about this. You go to the movies first day. Let me break it down for you. You go to the movies. You're going to go see Doomsday. You like Robert Downey Jr. He's great. We going through the movies. Robert Downey Jr. He's great. And then he has to go toe-to-toe, eye-to-eye, methodically with Jonathan Majors in the way that Jonathan Majors portrays his version of Kang. You don't think that whole movie theater will freak the flub out? Like literally lose their everlasting mind? See a Jonathan Majors and Robert Downey Jr., their characters, the way that they portray their characters, methodic actors going head to, oh my God. You talking about the buzz coming out of that movie will be so epic. I'm talking about you wouldn't be able to contain that. I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you, you bring back Jonathan Majors opposite of Robert Downey Jr., immediately $1 billion, probably that weekend, because word of mouth would be absolutely bananas for that. You be like, dude, Jonathan Majors came back and yada, he was on there, which, and they was doing this, and they was, you know what I mean? The buzz alone, because people are going to be curious. Number one, damn, you brought Jonathan Majors back. Damn, I forgot how good his Kang was. And you remember how good Jonathan Majors was in the role. You remember how great he was and how much gravitas and how much epicness that he brought to that character, how much grace and villainy that he brought to that character. And then he's opposite side of Robert Downey Jr. You know what I mean? One of the greatest actors of our time. You know what I'm saying? At least of the last, the last 15 years. Especially his portrayal of Iron Man and all of that. And now you got somebody that's on par, that was so on par that they gave his own. Let's not forget, they gave Jonathan his own section of the whole multiverse cycle was supposed to be revolved after him. It didn't work. Okay, that's okay. You think he can't, act next to him? And you see that go on? You think him and Thanos, that little, what they did in Infinity War was something? Him and Jonathan would blow people's whole entire minds off. Just saying. Am I cool? They already made it now. I've already said how I felt about it in previous videos, so I won't rehash that right now. But I do like Robert Downey Jr. I like him I've always liked him as a character actor, but when I'm telling you, they are going to be that I'm telling you, the movie theater would lose their, this is the win that could bring people back to Marvel and have people believing in Marvel again. I'm just being honest. I'm being very honest. This would have people coming back and be like, damn, you see what Marvel's doing? They brought back Jonathan Majors, and dude, they had him in on the same screen, and you should have seen it. It was amazing. Dog. Y'all think I'm joking. Boy.
So yeah, as always, we'll have to see how things play out. So please leave your own theories about all of this in the comments down below. Do you think the Kangs will?
Okay, so High Time, Deadpool is my favorite, my favorite comic book character. Deadpool Wolverine did so with when Wolverine put on that cowl for the first time, I ain't gonna lie, I lost my shit in the movie theaters. Lost my shit because I've been waiting for that. Deadpool is one of my favorite, comic book characters of all time. Seeing Wesley come back was dope. You know what I'm saying? But seeing my boy Jonathan Majors come back, it didn't, man, oh my God. It didn't follow that up with T'Challa coming back. Man, oh my God, I would be back on. I'm back on board. You bring me, I'm telling you, to have me fully back where I might even be a shield. I'm not even gonna lie, I might be a shield a little bit. I might defend him a little harder. Recast T'Challa, bring back Jonathan Majors. I'm back in. They can write the crappiest story ever. I got T'Challa back. I got Jonathan Majors back. You know what I mean? And we're getting Galactus. You know what I mean? We're getting Galactus. They already teased him in that Fantastic Four teaser. I'm just saying.
Will somehow come back for Avengers Doomsday? And if so, how do you think that will happen? And do you even want the Kangs to come back, or would you just rather see Doctor Doom as the primary villain? So yeah, leave all your theories and opinions in the comments down below, but don't go anywhere just yet because we still have several more Super Thanks questions to get to. All right. So let's get to those.
So I think we got to the end because I think
that
he's
makes
doing
sense because they are, kind of similar in what they do, but I highly doubt that's what Marvel Studios.
I think he's getting to his super chat questions. I think, for me, I wanted to deal with the main stuff that he was talking about. I didn't really want to get to, all his super chats and all of that stuff. And, you guys got some super things for me. I most definitely read them on the show. But yeah, what do you think? I mean, I'm pumping myself up knowing, damn well I got to take everything that they do with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? I have to take it with a grain of salt because I know what it is. And I'm glad Recast T'Challa is trending. I dropped my tweet, you know what I mean? And hopefully people are retweeting my stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm gassing myself up. I know that I have a long, uphill battle to get the things that I want. But like I said, if and think about it like this. When that Sonic the Hedgehog, that first Sonic the Hedgehog trailer came out, and they seen the design of Sonic, which remember that movie was like, I want to say like 4 months out for coming to the movie theaters. They immediately changed that damn hedgehog to look like Sonic that we all love and know. Right? They didn't hesitate. You think that I'm out of the realm of possibility for wanting T'Challa back and Jonathan Majors back? You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just saying. I'm just saying, if they brought back Jonathan Majors, I might rent me out a movie theater. I might just do it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, Weakmonger or Flunky Monger. We don't need you in here. You know what I'm saying? We just retweeted Fatal J stuff. So shout out to Fatal J. You know what I'm saying? For everything he's doing on the recast T'Challa front. I mean, you can follow this dude too. Nobody even thinking about the Canadian right now, but follow what he's doing because he just did a recast T'Challa video. You know, ain't nobody thinking about about Drake's little brother right now. You know what I'm saying? But check what he's doing now. Recast T'Challa. He did it too. I mean, whatever. Ain't nobody thinking about that dude. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming in here and being the shield for Marvel. Thanks a lot, Chill. Ain't nobody thinking about the Canadian butt muncher. Anyway, what did y'all think about the actual video? Yeah, for one, no disrespect to Canada, but their flag is a leaf. So this guy here is flaky anyway. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. No, I'm blaming Chill. Canada monger. Take the chill out of it and make him Canada monger. You know what I mean? Home of Drake. You know what I'm saying? And the Drakeettes. You know what I mean? Stupid. Yeah, we don't allow, the Canucks up in here. You know what I'm saying? We don't allow them up in here. But he did do a recast T'Challa thing, so I want y'all to at least check that out. You know what I mean? Because it's more about recast T'Challa than Canadian monger. You know what I mean? The third wheel on a real good podcast. You know what I mean? If you check out, you know what I'm saying, what Darius and Marcus is doing on Thursdays, I think they do it at like 7 o'clock or something like that. You know what I mean? They're awesome, but they brung in a third wheel that's just there for long hair and a big forehead. So check what they're doing now. But if you listen to anything that the Canadian butt muncher is talking about, then you might lose a couple of brain cells. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying is check out what he's doing on Recast T'Challa, and that's it. Come back to my channel. So I don't even like that dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that dude. His head's big. You know what I'm saying? He can't read well. So I don't even fool with that dude. Recast T'Challa, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, no. But anyway, now he's just making up stuff. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in and watching this video. Shout out to Kinda Cuddy, you know what I'm saying, and Ty for shooting this video. Real Canadian. Shout out to my man Ty. He's a real Canadian. You know what I'm saying? Not like the Canadian butt muncher. You know what I'm saying? But for sending me this video, having me react to this video, I was gonna do I might do that tomorrow. From Cottonmouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, try not to laugh video. I just want to do something different. I'm having a hard week. And then Canadian monger came in here and brung his forehead with him. You know what I'm saying? And it just threw me all off now. It just, you already know what time it is.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
All right, got to wrap it up. Thank you so very much for tuning in to another episode of the Dre Max Show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe power, y'all. Enjoy y'all Wednesday. And don't forget, go to X, recast T'Challa. Where's my outro at? I got to get out of here before I see Chillmonger's face in my nightmares again. Where's my outro? Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.